So I remember the first time I thought, why didn't anyone tell me about this? It was the middle of the night and my son was crying. And he's woken up many times and he's woken us up many times. So I thought nothing of it. I went to his crib, grabbed him out, and that's when I noticed he was wet. His clothes were wet, and upon checking, his crib was also wet. And I thought, this is weird. I know babies pee in the middle of the night, but diapers aren't also supposed to just leak out everything, are they? It wasn't until the next morning when my wife showed me that diapers were supposed to be handled in a specific way. That the ruffles around the legs were supposed to be folded out, and to make sure that little man's downstairs was pointing downstairs. And that's when I thought, why didn't anyone tell me about this? And when it comes to being a parent, especially a first-time parent, I'm positive I'm not the only one with that thought. It's a daunting task to take care of someone else that you love and care for that's also so precious and really just fragile. And it's really scary when you think about how you really don't have that much true knowledge of how to take care of your kid. I mean, you could read books or take classes, but even the best laid plans go to waste when you're woken up for the third time at night at 3 a.m. I needed advice and I didn't know exactly where to go. I would go online and search for these things, and there'd be so many results that come up that you don't know what's a good resource, what's useful, what's not helpful, what's dated. There was just so much stuff coming at me. And that's when I realized that the best way of learning this was actually really simple. I should just go ask other dads. But when I got to that point, I realized I don't want to just ask the basic questions. I don't want to ask the questions that I know that I could find a simple answer on Google or some other book. I wanted to know the real stories. I wanted to know the stories that turned these men into dads. The highs, the lows, the fun, the sad, the wins and the losses. So that's why I started First Time Dad, an interview series where I was able to talk to other dads and just learn through their experiences, learn through their stories on how they became dads. With First Time Dad, I wanted to make it easier to find the interesting topics of being a dad or even a parent. Stuff like, what does it mean to be a stay-at-home dad? Should I be posting my kids to social media? Even topics like, how different is it to raise a family in the military? And because I want it to be easy to find, I'm distributing First Time Dad on YouTube and podcast platforms such as Spotify and Stitcher, so anyone can choose how they want to listen to these stories. So join me as we build a more active and more connected community of dads. And if you want to hear more First Time Dad stories, subscribe now on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. So I remember the first time that I thought, I have no idea what I'm doing. My wife, my baby, and I were just getting discharged from the hospital. I had pulled the car around. I've done everything that I remember to grab everything, to make sure that it was good to go. And I pulled the car around, I grabbed the car seat from the back seat, and then I walk up to the doors and I buckle my son in for the first time, and then I froze. I had to think because I didn't know what to do next. Every car seat that I've buckled in the past was already pre-tightened, but this one was loose and I froze. Luckily, the hospital car valet was nice enough to help and show me how to do it. It happens all the time, he says.